Hey, we're here. We have our final clip of the week. It's a 2-clip show, and this final clip is Kurt Angle versus The Rock. We're going to check it out. We're going to talk. We're going to answer questions. And, Kurt, we're going to watch you win the WWF Championship. You ready for this? All right, here we go. No Mercy 2000. It's Kurt Angle versus The Rock. Here we go.
The part about this is that you can't keep your eye on Stephanie if you're the WWF champion in there with a man with the qualifications, with the skills of Kurt Angle.
And that's what makes Stephanie so valuable at ringside, because you can't keep your eye off of her either. Look at The Rock. He can't keep the people's eye or eyebrow off of Stephanie.
Well, Kurt Angle in 11 months has won the European title, the Intercontinental title, the King of the Ring, and now is the WWF title next.
I got a funny feeling, JR. Hey, what in the world, Stephanie? What are you doing?
Stephanie up on the apron. Remember, it's no disqualification, and The Rock distracted by Stephanie.
There we go, Kurt. It's no DQ. JR ran through the attributes: European, Intercontinental, King of the Ring. Could he win the WWF champion? So really did a nice job setting the stage for about what's to come and going through your accolades.
Yeah, JR is the best. He's always been able to catch the fans and grab their attention and keep them focused on the match. He's the best announcer in the history of the business.
As we check this match out, Kurt, when's the last time do you remember watching this match? Have you gone back and watched this one in a while?
Oh gosh, it wasn't since 2000. I watched it in 2000, the week after I wrestled. That's about it.
Okay, so here we go. This is a real.
It wasn't one of those things where I was like, "Hey, I beat The Rock. I'm gonna watch this every day."
Well, no, I didn't know if it was one of those things where we're like, "Hey, kids, before we open our Christmas presents this year, I want to have you watch a match with me when I first became WWF champion." Oh, man. From The Observer, Kurt Angle became only the second former Olympic gold medalist to win a major professional World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship in the final match of the October 22nd No Mercy pay-per-view from the Pepsi Arena. Here you are, Kurt, in Albany, New York. Only Henry DeGlane. Have you heard of Henry DeGlane of France? You ever hear him?
Yes. He was a Greco-Roman wrestler from France. He was actually ended up being a pro wrestler, I believe. I guess he won the other world title.
He was the other one. That's right. In 1924, he won the gold medal in Greco-Roman wrestling. He won.
It's crazy.
What?
France. I can't believe they actually won a gold medal.
That is crazy. That is.
I'm sorry, France, but.
Yeah, for all our French listeners, Kurt doesn't mean to disrespect you, but he disrespected you. All right, so he won the world title in the famous Battle of the Bite match on May 4th, 1931 over Strangler Lewis, and probably the second most historical world title change ever in Montreal. And he won both a gold medal and a major world title. Man, Meltzer with the trivia there on that one. You and
yeah, you know what? That was reaching deep, man.
Yeah, that was way deep. Yeah, way deep for the Nuggets. And it was so funny. Derek Sabato put in the notes here. He was like, does Kurt really know who DeGlane is? He said, yeah, he does. He read the notes before the show. And he's like, oh, he was a Greco-Roman guy, wasn't he? Yeah, that's right. So Meltzer goes on as we see Rock taking you to the back. He's got your head, ramming it into the stage setup here. Again, guys, this is no DQ. So you're in for the fight of your life in this one, pal. This just isn't a traditional wrestling match.
No, it isn't. It's all over the arena.
Do you like it, though, when it's kind of more just all over like this and less having to do things? Or do you love the chaotic feeling that this brings?
I don't mind being out there, with the crowd. They go a little crazy when you come near them. That's kind of fun. But, I prefer to stay in the ring. I love wrestling inside the ring, yes.
Okay, so now, again, we're talking rookie here, and now you're even thrusted into even more of an uncomfortable situation where you're outside of the ring and being tossed around to and fro and your beautiful blue singlet that you're wearing there.
It is pretty sharp.
That is very sharp.
Matching knee pads.
Yeah. Do you know where that singlet ended up?
I don't know. Some Hall of Fame or charity somewhere.
I'm a member of so many damn Hall of Fames. I don't know where that one's at. So we'll go on from Meltzer here. Oh, there's the Rock cutout. And he's going to punch you, right in the face with that. Angle,
one.
yeah. I love Stephanie's facials. Angle, who captured the gold medal in 1996 in freestyle wrestling at 220 pounds, was propelled in record time to this WWF title level. Oh, here we go, Kurt. Let's try to keep them headphones on. This head's going to swell. Here we go. While Vince McMahon, with few matches under his belt, was recognized as a champion, as far as serious wrestlers holding the belt, Angle, with 2 years in the business and only 1 year as a major performer, had one of the quickest rises in history to ascend what is the premier money championship in the business. Paul White, as the Giant, captured his first world title in WCW 6 months after his pro debut in 1996. But Kurt, honestly, we love to tease and have fun on the show, but this really is a really tremendous deal for you. Were you ready to be the champion at this point?
I guess. I mean, honestly, for me personally, no, I wasn't ready. I wasn't even close to being ready. But that's because I over prepare. I've always been like that. And I just felt right here, I was still in my learning phase. And, being my rookie year, I know Brock Lesnar won a world title his rookie year. Big Show did. It's a tough thing to do. I mean, especially, but I will tell you this. Brock had 2.5 years of training before he went on TV. That's a little bit more time to get ready. I literally had 7 months.
Yeah. Meltzer says, in a sense, Angle's win came across as more of a pawn of a show to involve the other key players, but the involvement of Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and Rikishi was somewhat compensated by Angle, who had previously not been portrayed as a strong main eventer, putting an Olympic slam on both Rikishi and a weakened Rock at the finish of the match. Do you think the win was tarnished by all this involvement here that Dave's talking about with all these other people?
Of course, yes, I do. But you have to remember, I was a heel. Rock's a babyface. He's supposed to look really strong, and I'm supposed to cheat to win. And what they did instead of me cheating is they had guys getting involved and have it backfire on Rock. Rikishi trying to kick me, he ended up kicking the Rock, so it backfired on him. And that's how I got the win. But like I said before, nobody's going to remember how I won. They're just going to remember I beat The Rock. And that's all that matters.
Oh, absolutely. And nobody ever brings that up now. They're just like, he won the world championship back in 2000, beating The Rock. And that's all we talk about. So we got a little Stephanie McMahon. Man, she's so good at what she does.
Angle's she is, man. She's the best manager ever. Really.
Firecracker.
It's in her blood.
Yep. Meltzer, as Rock chases her around the ring, now she's in the ring. Oh, and you catch him with a beautiful belly-to-belly suplex to the Rock. Meltzer goes on. Angle's title win was guaranteed earlier in the day by Stephanie McMahon, who seemed almost the focal point of the show. Almost as if she was a Von Erich daughter and the rest of the talent were hired hands. But at the end, she was taken out of the picture, bringing out Triple H to attack both Angle and Rock. Triple H laid Rock out, but it wasn't enough for Angle to win. Rikishi then comes out to attack Angle, but he miscues twice, nailing Rock with a squash and a kick, which led to Angle laying both Rikishi and Rock out with his Olympic slam for the win. Kurt, my question here is, do you think Stephanie would have been managing you if you weren't going to win this title? I mean, she doesn't put herself with guys that are not in top spots. I mean, let's be honest.
Hey, remember when I wrestled at SummerSlam earlier in the year, she was my manager, and I did not win the world title. Maybe Vince had an idea that I was going to win a couple months later, but at that point in time, I don't think anybody knew, except for Vince, if he did, that I was going to be world champion. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, because I did end up becoming world champion. So Stephanie did manage me back then and now, right here.
Here's the count. 1, 2, Rock staring at the referee, gets his shoulder up in time. I want to answer, before I continue with Dave's summary and synopsis of this match, I'm going to ask a couple of our fan questions here, Kurt.
Okay.
Sprinkle them in a little bit as we watch you. You have a nice reverse chin lock on the Rock here. You got Earl Hebner, the referee. Man, what an amazing ref he was. Instagram, a wrestling historian, says, do you think you were ready to be the WWF champion, or did you need more time since it happened so fast? Thanks in advance.
Like I said before, I think I don't think I was ready, but I had to be ready. I had to go out there and perform at my very best. I thought my best was good enough, but it could have been better if I had more experience. Yeah.
Keegan, our buddy, who, by the way, he's sending me training wrestling videos. He's getting better and better in the ring, and he's about to put a show on, I believe, in Canada.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a good kid.
Yep. He says, "Hey, Kurt and Paul, how different was the process of putting a match together with Rock compared to other opponents? I've heard in other interviews from other performers that there's much more of an entertainment element to his match structure than others."
Oh yeah, there was way much more entertainment with The Rock. I mean, the people's elbow, the spit punch. There's a lot of stuff that he does that he entertains a fan. So he kind of has fun out there. He's probably one of the only wrestlers that actually does it for the most part. But The Rock was the most entertaining wrestler I've ever been in the ring with.
Do you remember for this match specifically, Kurt, who's calling this one?
The Rock was. The Rock was calling it to me. Yeah. He actually, I'll tell you this, Pat Patterson put together the finish with all the guys that got involved. But for the most part, The Rock structured this match. And I thought he did a pretty damn good job.
Reese, the weekly steel chair, he says, how did it feel knowing in the build-up to this main event, Kurt had the SummerSlam match versus Rock and Triple H, then he gets Steph as his manager. Did Kurt feel ready to complete the best rookie year in pro wrestling history?
I was ready. Was I ready?
Yeah.
No. But I did. I completed the best rookie year probably in history, for the most part. But, someone like Brock Lesnar, he also matched what I did. I think he actually won the world championship in 5 months, but he did have a lot more years of training beforehand.
Yeah, but did he win Intercontinental, European, King of the Ring, and then the championship?
Yeah, you're right about that. No, he did not.
Carry that banner, Kurt. Best rookie year of all time. Jason Bayless is up next, Kurt, as we see Rock just driving your head into the announce table.
Those were real, man.
Look at your face. And
I just got a concussion like a month before that, 2 months before.
Well, now you have more concussion-like symptoms. And he just spit water all over you. And now you're over to the Spanish announce table. No, Rock, you're going in. And you reverse it, slamming him around. And this is the point where he goes into the pole and says, damn this shit, I'm going to do movies.
Yes. Do you blame him?
I know, right? Jason Bayless, did Kurt think it was a bad idea to have Austin's revenge match against Rikishi, who ran him over and did it for The Rock, which was also his first pay-per-view back in the ring in a year, on the same show that he was winning the world title from The Rock? So did you like that idea of having Stone Cold's first
honestly,
match back?
For me personally, being the main event of that pay-per-view and knowing Stone Cold Steve Austin was on it, you knew the money was going to be awesome because Stone Cold came back. But other than that, I will tell you this. You're always going to have a huge star that's going to perform in front of you, before you. Like Brock and I at WrestleMania 19, we had The Rock and Austin wrestle before we did.
Yeah.
Okay, but we had to go out there and perform. And I thought we performed just as well, if not better than them. But, it does kind of suck to have Austin perform a match or two before you do. But at the same time, it's up to you to make sure your match is 5-star. That's it.
If anything, it further incentivizes you, or, puts the fire in your ass to go out and tear the house down.
Either that or you shut down.
And at this point, Kurt, it's like, hey, not only do we want to sell out, Austin's coming back, but big pay-per-view buy rates too.
Yes. You knew the money was going to be really good.
So there you go. Simon Nickel 8K says, we often hear wrestlers' routine of watching the remaining of the show after their matches. What is the routine of superstars who are slated to main event a show? So, Kurt, would you have sat there and watched the Austin match and some of the other matches prior to your match, or not really? You're just mentally preparing.
You're supposed to focus on your match. You don't watch any matches until your match is over. If you're the last match, you don't watch any of the show.
What would you do spending your time during live pay-per-view? How would you spend your day building up to a main event?
I was warming up every 15 minutes. I was so excited about this. I was like a little kid in a candy store. I couldn't wait to get that title. And so I was jumpy. I was really nervous. And, I just wanted to, Actually, honestly, I wanted to get it over with. I wanted to get to the match as quickly as I could.
Sure.
That's how I felt. I wanted to get out there so badly.
James Chadwick Simpson, Kurt, this is you going up. I'm sure it's got to be another missed moonsault. Did you ever hit it? Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, when I broke Bob Holly's arm.
That's right. He misses a moonsault, and look, you hard way over the eye there.
Yep, Rock got me good. I think it was the steps.
Okay. James Chadwick Simpson says, Kurt, you've been insulted by a number of wrestlers during your day. Who do you think insulted you the best? As great as The Rock is, I think Edge and Christian had some underrated jabs towards you.
They did, but nobody compares to The Rock. He has the best insults, the most entertaining insults. That guy's insulted everybody in the business and their mother.
He's good. Cena's done some. He's laid some in on you.
Cena's real good too. But The Rock is my favorite.
Next level.
Yeah.
Brad Stanton, he says, and there's a nice DDT from The Rock on the reverse. 1, 2, and kick out. He said, your match went over 20 minutes. Was that planned, or did you go over time expected?
No, it was supposed to be 20 minutes. It went a little bit over that, but we weren't going to get heat for it because the match was so good. You know, you're supposed to hit your time, and I think we went 21 minutes, and the match was slated for 20.
Drew Landry wants to know, where does The Rock rank among your top opponents and why? Here comes the People's Elbow, and here comes Stephanie. Let's check this out. Here, let's listen. I want to listen, then we'll get to the question.
My God, she's right in front of the champion. She's taunting the champion. It's too much. She's sacrificing herself. Whoa, she went for this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, she was taunting the champion. She sacrificed herself. Rock bottom. The rock bottom. Mrs. Helmsley. That's a McMahon, bro. What have you done? She was pushing her luck. I said it before. She was pushing the envelope. The envelope has been ripped open. Oh, no. You can't do this. Don't tell me he's going to go for the people's elbow. Don't even think about it. Not the most electrifying move. No, Stephanie. Oh, and I can come in. The last second.
Kurt, you caught him just in time, buddy.
Oh my God. I was super late, man. I mean, I should have been there a little earlier. I'm sure Stephanie McMahon was pissing her pants.
I'm sitting there like, weren't you supposed to grab his leg and trip him or no? And then
yes, I was.
Okay.
Grab his leg. I missed it.
Oh my God. And then you decided to slide in and tackle him, and he was like getting the big
Thank
wind
God
up.
I was quick enough.
Oh my
He was letting it hang in the air for a little while.
That elbow was hanging, baby. And here comes Helmsley himself, and he's now pedigreed The Rock for what he did to Mrs. Helmsley. He's checking on her. She's just down like a corpse, being dragged out. She's been pancaked by the rock bottom. And oh my God.
No, the reason why they knocked her out is because they didn't want her to be a part of the end of the match.
Gotcha.
Because they knew a lot of physicality was going to happen. If she was out there doing nothing, she would have looked silly. So
okay,
they decided to, get her out of this match right here.
Well, Triple H is taking Herb to the back. Drew Landry says, as you climb in, where does The Rock rank among your top opponents and why?
Entertainment wise, second or third. Wrestling wise, he's in the top 6. He's still one of my favorites to work with. The guy is so athletic, it's unbelievable. Like, he is one of the greatest athletes I've ever been in the ring with. He doesn't do a lot of fancy stuff, but his athleticism, you watch him jump and leap. I mean, this guy has a vertical that was, could literally dunk a basketball. He was incredible.
Yeah, he's put together athletic. Tom DiNucci, our final question from our listeners. He says, Kurt, how much more prestigious was winning the WWF World Title as opposed to an Olympic gold medal?
Okay. I'm going to have to educate this person.
His name is Thomas. So go ahead and tell Thomas.
All right, listen up, buddy. The Olympic gold medal was the real deal. The WWF title is fake. Now, don't get me wrong. When you do win the world championship, the company is trusting you and saying that you're one of the best in the company. And to be credited as one of the greatest wrestlers in the business, that's a huge compliment. But you have to remember, it's still work. The Olympics was a shoot. There's no way in hell I can compare the WWF title to the Olympic gold medal. It's just not comparable.
Oh, Thomas, but hey, you tried, and I think he was probably a tongue-in-cheek question.
I think he was, I think he was messing around a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. But we get it. But man, you know what? It is one of the accolades when you're introduced and stuff. 12-time, how is it? 12 or 13-time world champion?
To be exact, 13.
Okay, I've seen it different places. And here comes Rikishi, stumbling, bumbling, mumbling his way down the aisle, busted open, bloody head, wrapped up. He looks like he's been through a car accident. And here he comes for you. At least you didn't have to take the old butt cheeks that night. And so Kurt, here he goes. Kurt had to step away for a second, so we'll just continue to watch this. Rock is just taking it to him. And now Kurt is back. There he is. How are you?
You hear my daughter playing the piano?
No, I didn't. Okay. It's all good. All good. Kurt with the uppercut to the nut.
Little cheap shot.
Uppercut to the nut. So it was, by the way, as I'm going through some of Meltzer's notes here, it was you going into the steps that caused your eye to.
Okay. I figured that. I remember when I hit my head.
It said crowd was way into this match, by the way. Rock threw Angle into the ring steps, which may have busted Angle's eye as it was starting to swell pretty bad by the end of this match. So there you go. You did get busted open hard way. He mentioned the German suplex, and it was evident that your eye had been busted. You missed a moonsault. He does a really nice looking one, but after Bob Holly, I don't know that anyone's going to lay there and take his moonsaults, Meltzer says.
It took someone a while to have the balls to stay there.
Did they really though be like, dude, after what you just fucked up Bob Holly, we're not taking your moonsault.
You know what? Nobody ever came to me, but I kind of got the impression, okay, I'm probably not going to hit this ever on anybody, but eventually I had to. So I think I hit it 4 or 5 times out of like 150 in my career.
We're going to the end here. We're going to listen to the audio as we wrap up this match. Meltzer says he then mimicked his crying at the 1996 Olympic medal ceremony as he clutched the WWF title belt.
Vince told me to do. He's like, hey, I want you to go nuts. I want you to cry. I want you to drop to your knees. Do the same exact thing you did in the Olympics. So, all right, Vince.
So those were crocodile tears then. Forced tears?
Yeah, they were forced.
Oh man, so good. Let's see here. I've got so many notes here from Dave Meltzer that it's out of control. I want to see if he gave it a star rating, if that was included back then. Well, we know it wasn't
4.5.
We know it wasn't 5, just because it was you and he didn't like you for some reason. Let's see here as I'm scrolling out. There it is. 4.25 stars.
Okay.
So
that's not bad for Meltzer.
Not bad at all. So, Kurt, were you happy though as we watched that match back?
Yeah, I was elated. I thought the match went off without a hitch. I didn't really like the involvement with the other wrestlers. I thought it was a little too much. But what we did though is we got the fans. We shocked the fans.
Oh hell yeah!
I don't think anybody thought I was going to win this world title. So that is really cool. In the business, very seldom do you have surprises, and this was a huge surprise.